Hi, this is Stephen Regalo, and I'll be talking about Saladin. My inquiry question is, how did Saladin create his legacy? Yusuf ad-Bin Abu, or more commonly known as Saladin, was born in 1137 Turik, Iraq. Saladin had two other brothers and two other sisters. Their names were Ide Turan Shah, Rabi Akatun, Sai al-Sham. His uncle was called Shirkuh, who was an officer in the army of the Muslim leader Nur al-Din. Saladin spent his time assisting Shirkuh and learning about battle and politics. Saladin's education would have consisted with subjects like religion, maths, philosophy, and law. Growing up, Saladin learned lots about being a soldier, which included how to use a bow and arrow and a sword. He also learned how to ride a horse into battle. He then later died in 1193. As you can see, these tools, the bow and arrow and the sword, are tools that Saladin would have used during his time. What was he best known for? Saladin's most recognizable moment was the Battle of Hattin and the control of Jerusalem. The Crusaders were soldiers that fought to keep holy land such as Jerusalem. Saladin wanted to eradicate all the Crusaders so they could regain control of Jerusalem. To do this, Saladin decided to plan a trap so they could defeat the Crusaders easily. Saladin attacked the city of Tiberias, knowing that the land between the Crusaders' army and Tiberias was dry and harsh land. The Crusaders reacted as Saladin thought, and the Crusaders marched to Tiberias. As the Crusaders got tired and thirsty, Saladin's army started the trap, which was to attack the Crusaders when they were tired and thirsty with full force. This attack led to an easy victory and a way to regain control of Jerusalem. As you can see, this is Saladin's area and where they started, and this is where the Crusaders started. So for them to lure the Crusaders and defeat them, they would have to go all the way to Tiberias and attack. Saladin knew that the Crusaders would react in a way that they would come and help. So after they attacked Tiberias, the Crusaders from there moved and tried to go to Tiberias, but on their way there, Saladin's army ambushed them and started the Battle of Hattin. What were the effects of his actions? The effects of his actions led to the defeat of the Crusaders, which allowed them to gain control over Jerusalem and many other holy cities in the Near East. Another effect was Christians in Europe heard about this defeat, and it sparked a third crusade under the leadership of King Richard the Lionheart. This led to Saladin suffering to major defeats in battle. Even though the Crusaders were victorious, they would soon realize that they wouldn't be able to take Jerusalem back. Saladin and King Richard agreed to a truce which enabled Jerusalem in the hands of Muslims, but allowed safe passage of the Christian pilgrims. When did these actions take place? Saladin was born in 1137. Saladin's victory against the European Crusaders came at the Battle of Hattin in 1187. Saladin and King Richard the Lionheart agreed to a truce in 1192, which enabled Jerusalem in the hands of Muslims but allowed a safe passage for Christian pilgrims. On March 4, 1193, Saladin died of a fever. Who and how did these actions affect people during the time? At the time of Saladin's actions, lots of people got affected in many different ways, such as people captured in Jerusalem. Saladin allowed them to buy their freedom. Men cost 10 gold coins, women cost 5, and children cost 1. Those who could not pay were sold into slavery. His victory against the Crusaders influenced King Richard the Lionheart to lead a third crusade, which led to the defeat of Saladin. In the end, Saladin's actions affected lots of people, including men, women, and children, Christians, and Muslims. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned lots about Saladin and how he created his legacy.